Mike Comtech coming here to you with another video. I just wanted to document I changed the color in the 3-foot dancing skeleton from Home Depot. I changed the color from the ugly white, or actually the daylight LED color, to some yellow LEDs. And so I was just going to show you how to do that real quick, and then what this is right here. So the first thing you want to do, of course, you'll pop the back. You've got several screws here. Let me pop that back on here. You've got a few screws here to take off in the back of the skull. You take all these out right through here. Take all these guys out. Then the back side of this skull will just hop right off. And then you're onto the internals here. And then here is the motor that drives the mouth part. This drives that. Take that screw out, take this screw out, and take these two out back here. And then you can lift this motor out, and you've got enough slack, you can just drape it over the side. And then take the two screws out here, take that one out, and then take this one out here on both of the eyeballs. Take those out of there, and they'll lift out. And those are 5mm in the hole right here. They're 5mm LEDs. Press the other ones out, get rid of those. And I used high brightness yellow LEDs, and then because most of these props that you buy from out of the store, they don't care about how they drive the LEDs. They try to get the maximum brightness they can possibly get. So there is no dropping resistor at all. So I put in 100 ohm because I'm running 5 volts to these, and 100 ohm will knock that current down to where these are supposed to be ran at. Around 2.2, 2.3 volts, somewhere in there. And then they're still very bright, but they'll last a long time because you're not overdriving these LEDs. So these are 100 ohm resistors, and I put those, I just happened to put them on the anode side on the LED, which is positive. And then I already had positive wire coming up from the controller, my controller, and the original controller. This is the original factory wiring. Then I just wired in my old parallel connection here, and then just hot glued those in, and then screwed the plates back on. Reason why you want to take these plates off, some of these LEDs are pretty stuck in here. They're press fitted. They are you can't just pull them out from here. You'll end up messing up the leads on the LED anyway, and that makes no difference because one of the LEDs has started to go dim already. It's not very old. So I took the plate off and then just pressed it against the hard surface like the countertop, and then on my workbench here, and then they just popped right out of there. And then once I put them back in, then I just put a little drop of hot glue on them to keep them nice and secure. And then you can reverse everything. You put your plates back on, screw your screws back in, set your motor in place. Get these 3 screws put back, and then put your keeper screw here on the little armature here, and keep that. And that was the last one to go on, and then you can test it all out. So bear with me here. I will turn it over and check him out here and see what he looks like. So turn him over, and then I'll plug it up to some power. Plug that in. Got it right there. There we go. And I'll flip the power switch here on the back, and he'll say the last audio file that I left off of is the one he'll talk on, the very last one. So we'll see what it looks like here. I got to get my finger on the switch. Can't find it. Get my finger out of the camera too. Here we go. Well, the camera, of course, doesn't do it justice, but looking at it, with your eye, my gosh, yeah, tons of difference. It looks a lot better. So Next thing on this project we're going to do is I got to set my PWM controllers here. I've already tested this particular one out on this motor drive right here. So I'm probably going to put it up in this quadrant area right in here. Probably put him up in there, and I'll make a very small hole there. If I did want to adjust the speed, I could just by sticking a screwdriver in there and coming down on this slot. So that'll adjust the speed here to this motor controller. I'm going to bring my IR back up here, stick him back on, just so it keeps it up so I can actually trigger it. But anyway, I'm going to put the PWM controller in there, and then I can maintains the torque on that motor. So that is pulse width modulated. There's a little 555 timer on here, that one, and then it talks to another circuit here. It's pulsing that, so we can maintain a good current rating even though we're varying the speed of the motor here. This motor right here, we're varying that speed, but we can keep the current constant, and that way it keeps the torque up. So when you're moving these arms right here, and then you're moving two of those, and you're moving this head back and forth, you got to have the torque. If you would just put a drop-in resistor on the motor or a rheostat, a little bitty rheostat, forget it. You've killed the current, and you've killed your torque. But these little circuits here work wonderfully for that. So of course you can get these on Amazon as well. Really easy to hook up. You see the power inputs there, positive, negative. Don't reverse that polarity. Always make sure that your polarity is correct, and then your motor positive and your motor negative. Has nice little screw terminals here to lock your wire in. I usually, sometimes I use the DuPont wires to do that with, and it works great. And it worked good. I was able to turn it down to a reasonable speed instead of him going da-da-da-da, back and forth real fast. Looks like he was running on way too much caffeine. I got him to slow down to a normal pace, where it looks good. And then, like I said, most importantly, maintain the torque. So his eyeballs look good, so they look a lot better now than they did for sure. So, but like I said, the camera doesn't do it justice. Yeah, it doesn't do it justice, but it really, really looks good. So, as always, thank you for watching my videos, and we'll be coming at you later.